Good morning. Today we are going to be showing you how to replace a broken thermistor in a CFX95 Dometic Waeco fridge freezer. So there's a few videos on how to do this in some other models, but there was nothing for this particular model, so I thought I'd record us doing it, see how we go, and provide the help for anyone that needs it. So the first thing that we've done is we've pre-loosened a bunch of the screws. You've got 10 screws up on this top panel here, and we've got 8 screws around this panel here. So I'll finish unscrewing those and then I'm going to show you the next step. Alright, we've gotten out all the screws now. Some of these ones that were underneath were actually quite tricky to get out. As we were unscrewing them, they kept falling back into their holes. So we had to sort of put something underneath them as we were unscrewing to stop them from falling out. So we did get those out. And there's actually 2 screws here that we missed. So they're in little holes here, so don't forget those guys when you are taking out all the screws. So now we have to get this panel out, and from all the videos I watched of other fridges, I know that I have to be quite careful getting this out and not pull it too far, because it's got cords and everything all behind here that you don't want to pull out too far and then break the cords. Missed another screw. So many screws.
They just keep screwing you up.
Yeah, so we'll come back when I've pulled this out a little bit and I'll let you know how it went. Okay, so we've got this panel out. It actually comes out really easily once you get all the screws out. Oh, we've missed some screws here. So we are just doing a stellar job of this so far. So if you watch while I unscrew this, you might end up seeing what I meant about them falling back in. Stop that from happening. Dust or something on that one. Well, maybe that's not supposed to be unscrewed. Hang on, maybe that's supposed to be there. Let me see. Okay, so we've got all of this up now. You can see this is propped up and this is off. We've propped up the this section by putting a piece of wood under the fan here. So the next steps that we have to do, in this fridge we've obviously got 2 thermistors, one for each compartment. My understanding is that in its setup from the factory is that the white one is for the bit larger compartment and the red one is for the smaller compartment at the front. Now the smaller compartment at the front is the one that's failing for us, so that's the one we're going to pull out. So in order to do that, we don't just pull it out, we've got to obviously unplug that. But we've also got there's some black putty in here that you can see. There's black putty here, and then further down you can see there's a screw just down in there that we have to undo the screw, take the putty off, and then pull out the thermostat, unplug it, and it actually runs through on top of here, so we have to pull it all the way through there as well. So I'm gonna probably take that screw off camera because I think it's quite difficult to unscrew and get your hand in there. It's a very compact space. Then we'll jump back on and try and pull out the thermistor once we've got all the putty and the screw off. Here's the moment of truth. We're going to pull this out. I'm a little bit scared. Hopefully this is the right one. Right, that just popped out. I'm going to pull that through here. Seems to come pretty easily. There. Hopefully it's not the wrong one and we don't break the wrong one, and then we have 2 bits of the fridge that aren't working. Pulling it through there. OMG, maybe we've done it. All right, that's all loose. I'm gonna pull it out of the little hole. Woo! There it is. Okay, so this is what we want. It's got thermal paste on it, so we're going to apply that. We're going to wipe that off with our fingers and put it on the new one, and then the tricky job of putting the new one in comes after this. So see how we go with that. Okay, so we've transferred the thermal paste. I think if we had to replace this again, we would need more thermal paste, because I got as much as I can off. You can see there's a fair bit on there still, but I don't think it'll do another go. So now we're going in here with our thing, sliding it back in, until it stops. There it is. So that was easy. Don't speak too soon, we've got to do the rest. Now this is actually a longer cable, so hopefully we can find some space to fit it in without it getting in the way of everything. So we're going to just carefully put that through there. Come on, little fella. There we go, gently does it. Don't want to break our brand new one. And put that through. Probably would have been better to get it. Anyway, here we are, got it through. Just make sure that's fully in there still. Then through here we go. So how hard is that gonna be? I'm wondering whether I do this like through there. There we go. Alright, now we have quite a lot of extra cord, as you can see. So we'll have to tie that up somehow. In with that maybe. And then we've got to plug this guy back in. So, which way does it go? It goes this way. My big hands are not good for this stuff. Oh God.
You need a hand?
It's pretty tricky, to be honest.
Would you like me to do it?
If you want to try again with some smaller hands. Here we go. It's a bit tricky in there. Make sure, yeah, it's the right way. There you go, you're so close. No, you put it underneath. There you go, that's it. It's like you need to do it with tweezers almost. There you go, that looks so close.
I could try.
You get it?
Almost.
Alright, we'll stop showing you this video because it's not that exciting. We'll pause when we've succeeded. We'll come back when we've succeeded. Okay, so we succeeded, and if you look here, because this cord is actually so long, because it's not designed for the one, we've looped that around again in the hopes that that will keep it out of the way when we close it all up. We've got the putty back on, and now the clip, which is going to be extremely tricky. So this is going to probably be a two-man job where I'll hold it in place and I'll get my small-handed helper to help me. So we'll come back and let you know. So we're going in with the screwdriver underneath here. See how that goes. Okay, we're trying to get the screw back in. So I'm holding the clip in place. We've screwed that in a little bit, as you can see. And then we come through and righty-tighty. Actually, this is not as hard as I thought it would be, so there we go. Congratulations to us.
So we're just screwing back in those screws we took out, just to get this all back together and show you the finished product, and hopefully it works.
It actually went together surprisingly easily. I thought it would be hard to put it back down again with all the cords and everything, but it seemed to just slot right back into place, which was a big relief. So the proof will be in the pudding when we turn on this machine again, hey?
Yep.
Okay, so we have it back together. We've plugged it in. So you can see this is at 16. This was the one that was working all along. And this is at 15. This is the one that wasn't working and kept freezing everything. So the sign that your thermistor is not working is that it constantly thinks the fridge isn't at temperature, and it keeps going colder and colder and colder and never really turns off and freezes everything. So I've set it to 4 degrees on both compartments. You can see 4, that's Celsius. It's a little bit trickier to get this back on than we thought. It has a little bit of foam in behind here that we didn't properly tuck away, which misaligned the screw. So we actually took it off 3 times before we got it on correctly. So it seems to slot into place correctly, but if you don't have the screws aligned, it's not going to work. So we'll jump back here in a little bit of time, an hour or so, and see, hopefully it's sitting at 4 degrees and staying there. All right, so here we are, probably an hour and a half after I set the temperature, and for the first time in a very long time, that has turned to orange and is not doing any work, and both of our compartments have reached 4 degrees and are sitting there. So that is a very big relief. All in all, I would say the whole process probably took, if I didn't muck up a bunch of it, probably only take 45 minutes. If you got really good, maybe half an hour. So if one of these breaks again, I'm going to know exactly what to do. And it's, you know, a $50 fix instead of a $2,000 new fridge, so that's a win as well.